everyone, welcome to our third class of Introduction to Strategic Cost Management. In the previous class, we understood about what are the three pillars of strategic cost management. Let's just try to revise that first and then we will move forward. So what are the three pillars? First one is strategic positioning analysis, then comes cost driver analysis, and at the end we have value chain analysis. Strategic positioning analysis tells us that where we are positioned as compared to that of our competitors. Are we doing better, worse or similar to our competitors? Which group we belong? Are we belonging to cost leader group or product differentiation group? After finding out the group, we see whether we are performing better, worse or similar to that of our competitors. Next comes cost driver analysis. In cost driver analysis, we are analyzing what the reason behind cost. Why the cost is incurred or increases or decreases. The reason behind cost is known as cost drivers. As we have seen examples in our previous class that material cost is dependent on units produced. So units produced is the cost driver for material cost. Now these cost drivers can be divided into two parts. First one is structural cost drivers, in which we look at the factors or the cost drivers which impact the cost in long term, like the location of factory or technology used or the distance. When we talk about executional cost drivers, we have two types of cost driver. First is structural, which is long-term factor that affects cost. Next is executional, which is day-to-day factor which affects cost. Now day-to-day factors include the things which keeps on changing every day, like worker efficiency, units produced. So all of these are executional cost drivers, which are day-to-day factors which affect our cost. Now after this we move forward to value chain analysis. Now what is value chain? Value chain is a powerful tool in which we break down our company into strategically relevant activity. Why we are breaking down our company into strategically relevant activities? So that we can focus on the competitive advantage which comes from lower cost or higher prices. Who introduced value chain? Michael Porter in 1985. Now what is value chain analysis? Value chain analysis means when you are analyzing this value chain to find out where you can reduce cost or increase prices or increase differentiation, that is what value chain analysis is. Now after that we understood that value chain analysis is never isolated. That means value chain is not only what our company is doing. Value chain is made up of different companies working together, like companies upstream, which are known as our suppliers, who provide us our raw material. Then these raw material is converted by our company and then provided to distributors, which are known as companies downstream. So companies upstream, our company and companies downstream, all of them together provide value to the customer. Done. Next, how value is created? So we have taken different examples. Manufacturer creates value by converting raw material into finished products. Retailers provide value by providing the products together in a convenient manner and also providing guidance to you about which product you should buy. Insurance companies also provide value by taking insurance from reinsurer and providing it in a customer friendly way to the customers. Now why value is created? Why we are talking about value and why value creation is important? When value is created, we earn profit margin. So if value created is higher, then profit margin is also higher. But for that, your cost of creating that value should be lesser. Then only you will be able to earn higher profit margins. So value is created to earn profit margins. But only value creation is not the thing which impacts profit margin. We need to also take into consideration the cost of value created. Value created minus cost of value created is equal to profit margin. Okay. Now moving forward to elements of Porter's value chain. We have two different types of elements. First one is primary activities, which are the main activities of taking the raw material, converting it into finished product and providing it to the customer. But we also have some secondary activities which are known as support activities, which support our primary activities. Now what are primary activities? First one is inbound logistics. Inbound logistics is what? Taking the raw material from the vendor, putting it into storage, and whenever there is a requirement in our production or operation, we are providing it to them. This process, this movement of raw material is known as inbound logistics. Next, after material has come into the organization, now production will start, and hence production is known as operations here. So material will go to operations, and operation will perform the processing so that raw material can be converted into finished products. Operation will convert the product to finished products. Now it will be provided to outbound logistic. Now what is outbound logistic? When your finished product is kept in warehouse, provided to distributors, and then it goes to shops. The whole process is treated as outbound logistics. Now if the product is there in the shop, will it be sold to customer? Answer is no. To sell the product to the customer, we need to do marketing and sales, which includes ads, promotion, packaging, discounts. All of these will be done so that we can attract our customers. Now after this, as customer is attracted and he is buying our product, at the end we need to provide after sales service to the customer, so that if there is any issue with our product, we can clarify it or solve it and provide them solutions for the issue. Provide the customer solutions for the issue. Now this is the whole process of primary activities. Inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and service. Now next is support or secondary activities. What are support or secondary activities? First one is procurement, where we negotiate with the vendors, create contracts with them, decide the quality of raw material. All of these is necessary to get the raw material from the right supplier, get a good supplier relationship, get a good quality of material. After that, human resource management, where we recruit, train, motivate and retain our workers with the help of human resource management. The company which is having a good human resource system is going to retain good skilled peoples in the organization, and in the end it will be really beneficial for the organization. Next comes technology development, which includes research and development, technology used, information system we are using, automation we are doing, product design. All of these is covered in technology development. Next comes infrastructure, which is treated as a support system for the company, which include finance, legal, admin, management, all of these. So this was our elements of Porter's value chain analysis we have already understood, and at the end we studied about steps in developing value chain analysis. What are the steps we will follow in value chain analysis? We studied at last in our class. So what are the steps? I see customer, competitors, advantage. I is for identify all value chain activities. C is for calculate cost of each activity. Then customer, look at what your customers perceive as value. Then competitors, look at your competitors' value chain. Next, advantage, what will be your competitive advantage? Decide that. And this is the steps of value chain analysis. We have studied about it, and it was your homework to write about it. If you have written, good enough. If not written, if you do not get clarity about how should I write it, you can refer this as a reference. Done? So this was everything we understood in our previous class. Now let's start with our today's class, and we are starting with supply chain management. In the previous class we understood about what is value chain, and now we are studying about supply chain. Are they somewhat related? Answer is yes. In the value chain we took example of Sankali game, the chain game. Here also I am going to make you understand this supply chain with the help of this chain game. Now what we understood in value chain, that Ramu will add only those persons who can add value to his chain, right? And we will have only those activities which are adding value or reducing cost. If any activity is there which is not able to reduce cost or create more value, we will remove them. Now what happens in supply chain? Supply chain doesn't focus on every activity. Supply chain's main aim is to make the movement of raw material to customer. Now raw material will come from vendor, who is known as supplier. Supplier will transfer this raw materials to manufacturers or the factories. Factories will perform operation. will produce the final product, and this final product will be provided to distributors who will distribute the final product to retailers, and retailers will be the one who are going to sell our product to customer. And this whole process through which raw material is converted into finished product and provided to customer is known as supply chain. In value chain, we focus on adding value in every activity. In supply chain, our main focus is to provide the final product to the customer as early as possible, as cheaper as possible. Now, let's see the difference between both of them. Supply chain, value chain. We have already understood it. So, what is the meaning? Here our main focus is movement of product from supplier to consumer. Who is supplier? Vendor is also known as supplier. So our main aim here is to make the movement of product from supplier to the consumer. We can also say it as activities required by organization to deliver the goods to the customer. So what all activities we are performing for delivery of goods to the customer are included in supply chain. If you notice, in value chain we have some support activities also, which focuses over and above what we do for providing the product to the customer. But in supply chain, our only focus is to provide the product to the customer. So only those activities will be included which are required for providing or delivering the goods to the customer. Now, in supply chain, our main focus is flow or movement of goods. In value chain, our main focus is only value addition, adding the value at every activity. Supply chain focuses on efficiency, doing everything faster and reducing the cost. In value chain, our main aim is adding value so that we can get competitive advantage by providing the product at lower cost or charging higher prices. Next comes supply chain's perspective. Now what is perspective? Perspective means thinking or approach behind supply chain. In supply chain, our main thinking is operational. That means we want to manage our day-to-day activities so that supply chain cost, movement cost of our product or services can be reduced. In value chain, our main aim is long-term competitive advantage. We want to get strategic advantage, competitive advantage and superior financial returns in the long term, and that is why we are focusing on value chain so that we can reduce our cost or increase differentiation in our products. Now, if I talk about steps followed in supply chain and value chain, what are they? So, these are the steps of supply chain. First comes raw material, which comes from vendor or supplier. Vendor transfers this raw material to the manufacturer, who makes the final product and provide it to distributors. Distributors transfer it to retailers, and retailers are the one who is selling the product to consumer. Now these are the steps of supply chain. If I talk about value chain, so value chain's primary activities are somewhat similar to that of supply chain activities. Here we have inbound logistics. Here we had raw material and vendors. Operations means manufacturing. Outbound logistics means distributor will transfer the product to retailers. So retailers and distributors is covered in outbound logistics. In value chain, we focus on marketing and sales. But supply chain's aim is only to provide the final product to the consumer. How it will be sold is not the focus of supply chain. Supply chain's main focus is delivery of product to the customer on time with lower cost. And that is why marketing and sales is included here and not here. And then comes the final consumer to whom we provide the product. And here comes the services which we provide after sales of our product. That we also have some support activities here, right? Now, this was the difference between supply chain and value chain. Is there any chance that this question can come in your exam? Very less chances. The reason is, in theory, institute prefers to ask direct questions from your institute study mat. And this particular differentiation is not given in your study mat. So, why are we studying about it? So that we can understand the clear difference between supply chain and value chain. And when you are writing it in your own words in exam, you are able to have clarity about what should we focus on. And that is why I am telling you this differentiation, so that you can get a good clarity on it. And remember one thing, in my class your aim should only be to understand things. Don't try to retain it. Don't try to remember things. Well, when your main focus is understanding, knowing new things, you are keen enough, you are interested enough to know more new things, then you will be able to retain it yourself. You don't need to put extra efforts. You just need to focus on understanding and creating more and more interest in understanding the concepts rather than remembering it. Remembering will happen itself. You just need to focus on understanding. Done. Now let's move forward to our next part, that is supply chain management. We understood what is supply chain, through which we provide the product to the customer. Now we are moving forward to supply chain management. When you are managing your supply chain, that will be known as supply chain management. Let's see the definition what is written here. Supply chain management means managing everything. Managing everything that helps a product move from the supplier to the consumer. What helps product movement from supplier to consumer? Supply chain helps. So if we are managing everything mentioned in supply chain, that will be known as supply chain management. Now when we are saying managing everything, what does it mean? We are going to manage every step of supply chain, whether it be raw material, vendor, manufacturer, distributor, retailer and consumer. If you notice in this definition in your book, it includes the entire chain, but the same entire chain is presented somewhat differently. I'll suggest you, for having no confusion, just remove it and write the same steps which we have written above. What are the steps? Raw material, vendors, then manufacturers, then comes distributors, then we have retailers, and the last one is consumer. Done. The same thing is written here but somewhat differently. If you notice, we have written only suppliers rather than writing it as raw material and vendors. Then comes manufacturer, then warehouse and transport means distributing the product, then comes retailers and consumer. The same thing is written, but as it is written in different way, I will suggest you to just remove it to have no confusion, because the supply chain steps are these. Okay. Now, in supply chain management, we check 3 things, and these are people, processes and system. Think about it, yaar. If all these steps in supply chain is made up of people, process and system, and if we are managing this people, process and system, we are managing our supply chain. Now let's understand that what does people, process and system means, and how people, process and system together make the supply chain. Let's just understand that. Supply chain checks 3 things. First one is people. Who are the people? The one who is going to perform the activities of supply chain, or who are going to manage the supply chain. So we require employees for the same thing, and these are the peoples involved in supply chain. First one is procurement officer. I'm just giving these for examples. You need not remember it. You just need to understand it, that what all peoples can be included in supply chain. Procurement officer is required for negotiating with supplier. If you need raw material, you need to negotiate with the supplier. So procurement officer will be there. Production workers will be there, who is going to operate our machines. In value chain, we have seen biscuit factory. In biscuit factory, we were doing mixing, baking and packing in our operations. Though we have understood that all of these processes will be followed by machines. But the thing is, operators are needed to manage the machines or see whether machines are performing the task properly or not. So these operators are also workers, and they are required in supply chain, because supply chain also includes manufacturing, which is operation only, right? Then warehousing staff required for packaging and dispatching goods. This comes under distribution. Next, logistic managers is required for transportation routes, planning the transportation routes, whether it be inbound logistic for getting the raw material, or it be outbound logistics. We need to plan our logistics, and for planning the logistics, we need workers, we need employees. Then quality control staffs, who are going to see whether our product is made properly or not, do the inspection and the task testing with the product. Done. So these are the peoples involved in our supply chain. We need to manage them if we want to manage our supply chain. Next comes processes. Only people is not the one who make the supply chain. There are processes. What does process means? Process means methods or steps which we are going to follow in supply chain for different activities. Like for a purchase order, for placing the purchase order with the supplier, we might have a specific process for the same. We are going to evaluate that process in management and see whether that particular process is performed really well or not. Whether we are taking a huge amount of time or we are doing it efficiently in a lesser period of time. We are going to evaluate it, and if we think that there is a need of improvement in process, we are also going to do that in supply chain management. Next, inventory replenishment process. What does inventory replenishment means? See, when you are producing the product, you need raw material, right? But if raw material is not available on time, your production will stop. And that is why it's very important to see and check whether raw material is available in good quantity or not. If not available, we need to replenish. That means we need to get more raw material so that we have enough stock for the production of finished goods. And that is what is done in inventory replenishment process. There might be specific process for the same. When should we place the order with the supplier? How much time we should take for getting the raw materials from the supplier? All of these have some specific processes. That process is also part of supply chain because movement is involved. Raw material is moving into organization. And for that, we need to focus on inventory replenishment process, which comes under supply chain management. Next comes order processing and dispatch process. When your customer has placed the order, there might be some process to evaluate everything which he have provided. The address or the specific product which they have bought. Now we need to check that and we need to process that order and provide the product to the customer. There might be specific process for the same, specific steps for the same. That also comes under process. Quality inspection process so that we can inspect the product, final product which we have made. Return and replacement product process. If customer do not like our product, we need to provide return and replacement also. There might be some process for the same, and these whole processes are covered under supply chain. Now supply chain is not only about people and processes, it also includes systems. Now what are systems? System means using technology and information tools to make our whole process convenient. Now, what all systems we use in supply chain? We use SAP, that is Enterprise Resource Planning System. It can be SAP or it can be anything else through which you are managing your whole enterprise. Now, why it is important to look at that system also in supply chain? Because that is the only system which is recording everything. Every movement is recorded in that particular system, and that is why that system should also be managed. Next comes inventory management software. We are going to focus on inventory replenishment. Whenever there is no inventory, we need to get it from the raw material, from the supplier, right? And for that, we have some inventory management softwares which make it easier for us to get the inventory on time so that there is no delay in productions. Next comes warehouse management system. If we are distributing the products to the retailers, then those distributors have warehouses. Now these warehouse management is also required so that every product which is available in warehouse, we should know that. When the stock is not available, we should also know that so that we can place order with the manufacturing department that you need to produce that particular product. We use barcode and RFID tags for managing our product. What are barcodes? So have you gone to a market or a shop where we have barcodes in our product and the employees sitting there, they just scan the barcode and the name of the product, the price of the product, all itself comes in the computer, right? This happens with the barcode. You need to manage that system also, that that particular system is working efficiently or not. Whether the product in which we have put the barcode is that barcode is showing the same product when we are scanning it or not. We need to see that as well. We need to see whether it is performing properly or not. RFID or tags also do something similar to that of it, but the thing is, we will understand it in detail when we will understand about case study of Walmart. For now, just understand that barcode and RFID is somewhat similar things. Then come online order tracking system, how customer will track orders. We might have some system for the same thing. We are going to manage that as well. And if you notice, the whole supply chain is made up of only people, processes and system. So can I say that supply chain is all about people, processes and system? We can say that. And when we are managing people, processes and system, we are managing our supply chain. And that is what is written here. The supply chain is made up of people, processes and system. And if we are managing them together, it is known as supply chain management. Now, what is the aim of managing supply chain? Why are we managing supply chain? So that we can become better, we can provide more value to the customer, we can provide it at the lowest cost possible, and we can deliver the products as fast as possible to the customer. With this aim, we are performing supply chain management. If you notice, we have written here better. That means adding value. Adding value does not mean only differentiation. We can add value by differentiation. We can improve the quality. We can improve the quality of raw material. We can improve our processes through which we manufacture our product. So we can add value through different things. It can be through differentiation or it can be through performing the processes more efficiently. Then cheaper. That means cost is also reduced through supply chain management. If you are managing the whole supply chain, that means you will focus on everything which is covered in supply chain, whether it be raw material, whether it be relation with suppliers or your manufacturing process or your distributors or your retailers. You are going to look at everything in your supply chain activities. And if you are looking at everything, you will be able to reduce cost if you are managing them properly. And at the end, supply chain is about movement. And if you are managing those movements, you will be able to deliver the goods quickly or in a faster manner. And that is the goal due to which we perform our supply chain activities. If you notice, in this supply chain management, we are adding value and reducing cost. We are adding value and reducing cost. We are doing both of these. Now think about it, yaar. Whether organizations can achieve both of these together, because in strategy, we understood that either organizations follow differentiation strategy or cost leadership strategy. That means reducing cost or adding value or doing something different than other competitors. But the thing is, with the help of supply chain, I am able to add value. I am able to reduce cost. So am I a differentiator or a cost leader? Now let me just tell you. When you are a differentiator or a cost leader, in both the situation, will you not try to reduce your cost? In cost leadership, we have to do it because our main aim is becoming a cost leader. So we need to do that cost reduction. But the thing is, in differentiation also, even if I'm providing something different to the customer, if I'm able to reduce somewhat cost of my raw material without reducing the quality, will I not do that? I'll specifically do that. I'll definitely do that. I'll definitely try to reduce my cost if I'm able to. Even if I'm following that differentiation strategy. That means that even if you're following differentiation, you will try to reduce cost if it is possible. And in your cost leadership strategy, your aim is to main aim is to reduce cost only. Now, if I talk about making products better, that means more valuable. Now, value can be added through differentiation, as we talked about it earlier. That value can be added by providing something else than what our competitors are providing. But value can also be provided by improving what we are already providing. And that means in cost leadership also, would you not try to improve the things which you are providing? Think about it. Whatever things or processes or systems which you are following in your supply chain, would you not try to improve it somewhat so that you can increase more efficiency? You will definitely try it. And that is why value is added in cost leadership also. And if you are doing differentiation, then you are focusing mainly on value. Though in cost leadership, our main focus is cost, but it doesn't mean that we'll not focus on value. We will also focus on providing valuable products. Similarly, in differentiation, though our main aim is providing something different, something unique, something more innovative, but then also if we are able to reduce cost, we will definitely do that. And that is why supply chain helps in both of these things, providing value and providing it at lower cost. And it helps both the strategies, whether it be differentiation or cost leadership. Done. Now, why do products improve while prices fall in supply chain? Why it happens that we are able to reduce our cost also, we are able to improve the value also, we are able to provide all of these in a faster manner. How is it possible in supply chain? What supply chain does is, supply chain coordinates the company around the world. With the help of supply chain, we coordinate different companies which are available around the world, and with the help of different companies, we are able to provide more value, reduce cost, and provide everything more faster and easily to the customers. Now, how this happens? Do you remember the Apple case study which we have seen in the previous class? Do you remember it? What we have seen is, in USA, Apple mainly focuses on innovations or softwares. In Japan, they make their components. In India or China, they assemble their product. Why they are doing everything in different countries? Because in USA, they have those employees who are focusing specifically on software innovation. The most skilled employees they have in USA. Now in Japan, as Japan is known for making products, quality products, they are using Japan companies for making their components. As India and China are known for low cost employees, they are using that for assembling the product. So they are taking benefits of different countries and different qualities available in those countries for making their product at a lower cost, hence providing more value, hence able to provide at cheaper cost to the customer, and hence able to do all of these faster. And that is why supply chain is able to reduce the cost and improve the product also. The same thing is written here, because companies around the world work together in a coordinated way. LCD screens made in South Korea, chips made in Taiwan, TVs assembled in Mexico. Even though these companies are in different countries and time zones, they collaborate with each other. This teamwork reduces cost, improves product quality, and something no single company would be able to do it. Because every company has some advantage. All of them, if they are using only their advantages, focusing only on what they are good at, they'll be able to reduce cost more and provide more and more value to the customer. Done? Now, what supply chain management really does? What supply chain management at the end does? It helps us connect the demand and supply. Supply means what the suppliers are providing. Demand means what customers want. When we say we connect both of these in supply chain management, our main aim is to connect demand with supply and not supply with demand. Now, why am I saying it like that? Because think about it, our main focus is not about whatever we are making, we are going to sell it to the customer through marketing, sales, heavy advertisement, even if the product is not good. This is not our aim. Our main aim is to see what customers want, and that we can see with the help of demand. So, what customer wants will be seen first, and whatever customer is wanting, we will try to make it in our supply chain or in our manufacturing department. So, demand will not work according to supply. Supply will work according to what our customers are demanding. Done? So, it connects supply and demand. Companies like Dell, Nokia, Procter & Gamble, Toyota and Walmart succeed because they manage their supply chain very well. Now, supply chain management is also important for careers. How? So think about it. Every organization needs supply chain management because they need to provide their products to the final consumer, right? And for that, supply chain management is really important. So if you are skilled enough to know everything to do to manage the supply chain, you have a lot of experience in how supply chain is managed, then companies are going to grab you. There are a lot of opportunity for supply chain managers because that is the need of the organization. If supply chain is managed properly, they will be able to reduce cost, provide more value and do everything faster. And that is what organizations need. So if you are capable enough to manage their supply chain, then you are going to earn a lot of packages, and organization want people like you who know supply chain management properly. Now, improving the product and lowering the cost was the aim of the supply chain, value chain also. Think about it. In value chain also, we were focusing on improving the product, adding more value, reducing cost. In supply chain also, we are focusing on providing the products better, cheaper and faster. If both of them are focusing on the same thing, then why we are reading two different things here? Because value chain does the same thing by adding value on every activity, and supply chain does the same thing by moving the product from the supplier to the consumer. Though both of them are providing the same output, same thing, but they are doing it differently, and getting the advantage of both value chain and supply chain will be really helpful for the organization. Think about it. Through value chain also you are able to reduce some type of cost. In supply chain also you are able to reduce some type of cost. So if you are going to apply both of these in your organization, you are going to reduce a huge amount of cost, will be able to improve a lot of things, and that is what organizations want, and that is why value chain and supply chain, both of them is applied in the organization. Done? Now, next comes importance of supply chain management. Now, before seeing those importance, tell me, what do you think will be the importance of supply chain management? So what do you think will be importance of supply chain management? Tell me. First of all, why we are managing supply chain? So that we can provide something better, cheaper and faster to the customer. So supply chain helps us to boost customer service, to provide the customer right thing, what they want we are providing them at the right place. Think about it. If you will not provide the same thing which the customer want at the right place, will the customer is going to buy? Think about it. If the customer is sitting in Gujarat, you are providing the same product at Chhattisgarh. What is the use of it? No use, right? That is why the right place is very important. Next, we have to provide that in right time. When the customer wanted, the product should be available at that time itself. And we also want to provide right after sales support, because if the customer is not gonna get the after sales support at the right time, then he will not buy from our company again, and he'll not also allow others near him to buy from our company, because when we don't like something, we tell it to everyone. When we like something, we don't tell mostly, right? Think about it. When you don't like something, you are going to tell it to everyone. But if you are liking something, you might not tell it to everyone. And that is why after sales support is very important, and providing right after sales support at right time is also very important for the organization. So this was the first thing, or the most important thing, which we get through managing supply chain. But think about it, supply chain also reduces our cost. So this is also our importance, reduction of cost. If customers are happy, if your cost is reduced, will you not be able to improve your financial position? Of course, we will be able to do that, and hence financial position also improves. All of these happens in businesses, but the supply chain management also helps the society. How? We will see now. Now let's start with the importance of supply chain management. What our book says. Let's see. The first thing is boost customer service. When we are saying boost for customer service, in what thing we are focusing on? We are focusing on providing the right thing, what they want. That means what the customer is wanting, we are providing it to them. Where they want, that means providing the same thing at the right location. When they want, that means providing it on right time, and also with that we need to focus on the support which we provide to the customers after buying. And all of these is possible with the help of managing supply chain properly. Now, you need to focus on one word, that is SCM. When we say SCM here, do we mean strategic cost management or supply chain management? Though strategic cost management and supply chain management has the same short form, but the thing is, when you are studying about supply chain, just remember this, that these SCM is about supply chain management. You can also write this in your book so that you remember that this short form is for supply chain management here. Done. Let's read now. If you notice, in the importance of supply chain, if you are writing this in your exam, how you will write it? You will write in the same fashion as we have written in your study mat. So, first thing you will write the main heading, that is boost customer service. You will explain that what will be provided in boost customer service, and then you will focus on each and everything separately. You will explain what that means, and then you will give example of that particular thing. Okay. So, the first thing is right location. That means providing the product at the correct place. Now, let's take an example to understand this. Let's take a car of Ramu. Ramu has a car, but this car needs some repair right now. So, he had gone to a garage shop. But the thing is, when he had taken his car to garage shop worker has told him that this particular car needs some parts, and those parts are not available with us, and it will take around 2 to 4 days to get those parts. Will you be satisfied? Will Ramu be satisfied? Answer is no. Customer satisfaction will diminish when you are not getting the thing at the right location. As the parts are not available when needed, hence right location is not fulfilled. So, customer satisfaction diminishes if a repair shop doesn't have the required product in stock and can't fix for an extra day or two. So, your satisfaction as a customer will diminish here. Next, right delivery time. We have Domino's Pizza, who says that we will provide you the pizza in 30 minutes from the time you ordered. Right? But the thing is, think about it. If your pizza get delayed by 2 hours, will you be satisfied? Answer is no. And that is why right delivery time matters. Think about it. It is your birthday. And your best friend who has to say you birthday on the same day is saying it on the next day. Will you be satisfied? Answer is no. Your satisfaction will diminish. And that is why right delivery time is important. Getting the thing on the day when it is required should be there. Getting it on the right time within a specified period of time is also very important. So, customer satisfaction diminishes if pizza arrives 2 hours late or your customer gift came on 26th December rather than on the Christmas day, that is 25th December. You will be satisfied, but your satisfaction will diminish. Your satisfaction might be higher if you get those gifts on the 25th December, right? Now, right after sales support, that means providing repairs and services as quickly as possible. Now, think about it. It's very cold right now. And if you have a heating system at your home and these heating system gets damaged, now you have called the repair person to repair this particular thing, but he is not available to 2 to 4 days. Will you be satisfied? Answer is no. After sales, if there is any maintenance or repair of the product, that should also be provided on time, or else customer satisfaction will diminish. Customer satisfaction diminishes if a furnace, that means home heating system, breaks in winter and the technician taking times to fix it. Then next, reduces operating cost. Our operation cost is reduced. How it gets reduced? Good supply chain management lowers the total cost of running a business. How? The first cost which is reduced is purchasing cost. Now, what does that mean? Let's understand it. Let's take an example of an electronic shop. Have you seen Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma? In that particular serial, there is one person who is known as Jethalal. Now, Jethalal has electronic shop. Now, think about it. In this electronic shop, he has refrigerators, he has TV, AC, toaster, a lot of things, mixer grinders, all of the electronic things or mobile phone you can find in his shop. But the thing is, they all are very costly. So if there is any chance, if you see that serial, then Jethalal has a godown. But the thing is, if supply chain is managed properly, then there is no need of godown and you are getting your product whenever you need it. So you need not buy expensive items and keep it in inventory. You will get it on time whenever you require it. So what cost you will be able to save through it? You will be able to save your godown cost. You will be able to save your working capital, which might get used in buying a lot of inventory. You can save that by not buying everything beforehand. You are buying only when there is a need in shop. You are not keeping anything in godown. So you will be able to save your working capital also, and hence your inventory cost. Your stock keeping cost will be reduced, and as you are not purchasing beforehand, you will be able to reduce your purchase cost also. And that is what is written here. Decreasing purchase cost. That means faster delivery helps retailer avoid holding expensive stock for too long. Jethalal need not put a lot of inventory in godown by he will get his product on time. The expensive stocks he need not hold for a longer period of time. He will get it on time whenever he orders it if supply chain is managed properly. Example, electronic stores need quicker delivery of expensive TVs to avoid high inventory cost. If they are getting quicker delivery, they need not maintain a lot of inventory of those expensive TVs. Right? Next comes decreases production cost. Now, how we can reduce our production cost with the help of supply chain? Let's take an example of manufacturer. Manufacturer is the one who will produce the product in factories, right? Now, factories have a lot of cost like rent, electricity, worker, machine cost. And if you notice, all of these costs will have to be bared by the factory or the manufacturer even if production is not happening there. Think about it. All of these are somewhat fixed cost, and even if the production is not happening, you need to bear all this cost. So if through supply chain you are not getting material on time, you will not be able to utilize your factory properly, and you need to bear this cost even if you are not producing, and the whole cost will be treated as loss as there is no production at that time. If production was happening, we will treat it as cost. But the thing is, if production is not at all happening, we'll treat all of these as losses because the production was not happening there and these costs were incurred at that time. Now, with the help of supply chain, we get the raw material on time and hence the production doesn't stop. And as production is not stopping, we are able to utilize all our resources properly and hence cost gets reduced. And that is how production cost is reduced with the help of supply chain management. Manufacturers depend on supply chain to reliably deliver material to assembly plants to avoid material shortage that would lead to shutdown production. A missing part, think about it. If there is a missing part in a car factory, it can cost around 20,000 rupees per minute and lakhs of rupees per day in lost wages if you are not producing at that time because the part is not available. Think about it. Production can happen only when the material is available. If material is not available, you will not be able to utilize your factory, right? And hence you will be incurring only cost, not earning anything through it. And hence it becomes loss of our organization. So we are saving this loss. Hence we are saying that we can reduce our production cost. Next comes decrease in total supply chain cost. Now the whole movement is managed through supply chain, and as the whole movement is managed, we are able to reduce cost everywhere. And hence supply chain management designs efficient networks that achieve a good customer service at minimum cost. Like we can take the example of Dell. Dell made computers only after getting orders. Whenever they get the order, only then they make the product. They are not holding it in inventory. So they are saving a lot of inventory holding cost. And they ship directly to consumer. They have fewer warehouses because there is no need of a lot of warehouses as they are not producing beforehand. They are producing only when the order has came. Lower risk of old stock as they are not producing any inventory beforehand. There is low risk of obsolescence, that the particular laptop is now old and no one is buying it. There is no issue with it because you are not producing it beforehand, and it leads to saving millions. How Dell was able to do that? They will manufacture the product only when they get the order. They were able to do that with the help of managing supply chain properly. Done. Next is improvement in financial position. Think about it. If supply chain is managed, you are able to satisfy your customers, you are able to reduce cost, hence your financial position will improve, right? So company's profitability improves and financial health improve if supply chain is managed properly. Now how this happens? The first thing is increase in profit leverage. Now what does it mean? Let's understand. Let's assume that we get our raw material right now at 10 rupees per unit. But as we are buying at a lot of quantity, we have negotiated with the supplier and now we can get the same raw material at 9.8 rupees per unit. We reduced 0.2 rupees per unit. Now think about it. This reduction is very small. 0.2 rupees per unit is very less. But you are saying only 1 unit, right? But are the manufacturers buying only 1 unit at a time? Answer is no. When they are buying raw materials, they are buying in huge quantity. In crores they are buying. Let's assume that we are going to buy 1 crore raw materials and we have saved 0.2 rupees in each raw material unit. Then we have saved total 20 lakh rupees, and that is huge. And that is how our profit improves with the help of financial supply chain management. See, cutting even small supply chain costs, if you are cutting only small supply chain costs, as we have seen in the raw material cost, we can increase our profits massively. Example, saving just 1 cent per cereal box in US saved $13 billion over the 5 years. And we have also seen one example of raw material. We saved only 0.2 rupees per unit and it leads to saving of rupees 20 lakh when we are buying 1 crore materials, right? Next, decreases fixed cost. Now, if you are managing your supply chain properly, you will require less warehouses, you will require less trucks, you will require less factories, and through this only you will be able to fulfill the requirement of customers. And as you are requiring less fixed assets, hence cost of fixed assets also get reduced. Better supply chain management reduces the need for large warehouses, trucks or factories. Let's take an example to understand this. If supply chain expert is there who has redesigned the whole network of supply chain to properly serve customer through 6 warehouses only. Earlier we used to require 10 warehouses. Now it can be done through 6 warehouses. Now you are able to save 4 warehouse cost, and it is a huge reduction in cost for the organization. Next comes increase in cash flow. Now what supply chain does? It delivers the product faster to the customer. Now if you are doing that, you will be able to get cash earlier from the customer. Think about it. Earlier we used to deliver our products in 10 days to the customer. Now we are able to do that in 5 days itself. When we were delivering the product in 10 days, in 11th day, we were getting the money from customer. So cash came in the organization on 11th day. But as we are delivering on 5th day, we are getting cash on 6th day itself. So cash flow also improves in the organization. Your cash doesn't get restricted on your inventory itself, on your manufacturing process itself. You get your cash earlier. Delivering in 10 days instead of 70 days. Here the example is given for 70 days. That earlier we used to deliver in 70 days. Now we are delivering in 10 days. That means payment can also be provided to you in 60 days earlier as compared to what was happening earlier. Right? So faster production and faster delivery leads to faster billing and collection from the customer. At the end, supply chain management also provides benefits to society. Now, how supply chain is able to provide benefits to society? Think about it. Supply chain means moving the product. If you are managing supply chain, you are managing movement of the product, and movement of product is required in every field, approximately every field, right? In medical missions also you require movement. Like, have you seen those movies where heart transplantation is required? Have you seen those movies? What happens is, patient is sitting somewhere else, you need to take heart from one place to another, and it is to be taken in 1 hour itself. Here also transportation is happening. Here also delivery of products is happening. And that is why here also supply chain is required. Supply chain management is required. If disaster relief is provided, then also supply chain management is required. Let's assume that there is a flood at some place. Now, if you want to rescue people from there, you need to provide the facility or support as early as possible. If you want to provide food to them, as due to flood the whole food is damaged there, then also you need to do it as fast as possible. How will it be possible? With the help of supply chain. Help manage emergencies. If there is any emergency situations, supply chain management helps it. If you want to provide essential supplies to people as quickly as possible, you can take help of supply chain management. So, we can see the example. During disaster, SCM export organize routes, fix disruptions, and ensure medicine, food and water and relief material reach affected people on time, as we have taken the example of flood. Done. So it helps society also, and this was the importance of supply chain management. Do you remember everything what we have studied? We studied first about supply chain, what is the difference between supply chain and value chain. Then we understood what is supply chain management. Then we understood that supply chain is made up of people, process and system, and managing them leads to supply chain management. And then we got to know the importance of supply chain management, which involves boost customer service, reduces operating cost, improves financial position and benefits to society. Now we are going to write all of these in our summary book. The last point which we have written was steps in developing value chain analysis. Now write the heading supply chain management. First, we understood the difference between supply chain and value chain. So, write it down. Supply chain, value chain. First differentiation is about meaning. Now, this differentiation is very important, and that is why we are going to write everything which we have studied about this differentiation here. How a product moves from supplier to consumer, or we can say it as activities required to deliver the goods or by organization to deliver the goods to consumer. So our main focus here is on delivery and movement. If I talk about value chain, then our main focus is how a company adds value to the product. This was meaning. Now write the focus. Here focus is movement or flow of goods. And in value chain, our main focus is value addition. Why we are focusing on movement or value addition? What is the objective behind it? Here our objective is efficiency, doing things faster, adding more value and reducing cost. And in value chain, our main objective is achieving competitive advantage, doing things in better way as compared to that of competitors. Next comes perspective or thinking or approach behind doing this. When we talk about supply chain, our perspective is operational. We focus on day-to-day activity of movement of goods. When we talk about value chain, we are focusing on strategic level. That means long-term level, so that in long term we can achieve competitive advantage and superior financial return by adding value through different activities. Now, steps. Here we have raw material. Then comes vendor, who is the supplier. Then manufacturers. We can call it as factories, who are going to produce the product. Then we have distributors, who will move the product. Then retailers are the shops or the online store from where the customer will buy the product. And last is consumers. They are known as final buyers. Done. Next, if I talk about activities or steps involved in value chain, we have two different types of activities, primary and secondary. Primary are inbound logistics. Then comes operations. Then we have outbound logistics. Next is marketing and sales. And last is after sales service. In secondary activities, we have infrastructure, procurement, HR management, human resource management. And last is technology development. If you notice, I am writing all the primary activities in sequence, but in secondary activities there is no as such sequence followed, because these activities are not performed in sequence. But primary activities which are delivering the products to the customer, these are performed in sequence, and hence this sequence is important. In secondary activity, the sequence is not as such important. Done. Next we understood about supply chain management. Write it down. Supply chain management. What it means? It means managing everything that helps a product move from supplier to the final consumer. Done. Next, let's name it as A. Next, we understood that supply chain management checks three things. What are they? People, processes and systems. Now, I explained you what does people, process and system means with the help of example. But in exam, there is no need of those examples. Okay, so we'll not write all the examples, just for understanding we'll write one or two. People, processes and systems. People, those who work or manage the supply chain. Those who work in the supply chain or those who manage the supply chain are the people involved in supply chain. Let's take an example of operator of machine or a procurement officer. These are only examples. There are more people involved, a lot of people involved in supply chain. We are just taking some examples here. Processes are the steps or methods used in supply chain activities. Like we have seen the process of order, processing process, inventory replenishment process, done. Next comes systems. Systems are the technology used in supply chain. We use systems like ERP or quality control software, right? Now, next is why we manage supply chain. What is our goal? To become better, cheaper and faster. Goal is to make products better, cheaper and quicker, or we can say faster. Done. How we will achieve this? Through companies coordinating around the world. Through companies working together in a coordinated way. Then we understood that supply chain is made up of people, processes and systems, and if we are managing all of it, we are managing our supply chain. Write it down. The supply chain is made up of people, processes and systems, and managing them together is supply chain management. Next, what it does. What supply chain management does? What it does. It connects supply and demand. Connects demand with supply. Right? We will see what customers want first and then we will make accordingly to fulfill the demands of the customer. Making and delivering product, and demand means what customers want. Done. Now, after this we understood about importance of supply chain management. I'll suggest you to start from a new page for the same, so that you can write everything in one page itself. Importance of supply chain management. You can write here that this part belongs to our third class. First is boost customer service. Boost customer service. Next, we focus on reducing operating cost. Third thing which supply chain management does is it improves our financial position. And last is benefits to society. It is not only beneficial to organization, it is also beneficial to society. Done. Let's start with boost customer service. Customers get what they want, when they want, what they want, where they want, and when they want. And receive support after buying. We get the right thing, right place, right time, and right after sales support. Done. Now we need to define it also. So I am taking this down. Just draw as I am drawing. Will able to cover each and everything in one page itself. First comes right location. Then we have right time. And the last thing is right after sales support. Right location. We have seen one example of the same. Car repair part not available. So it will diminish customer satisfaction. If you want to see the details, we already have all of the details in our book, right? So no need of writing everything in detail here. This is for summary so that we can revise everything one day before exam, and that is why we are writing everything in short here. In right time, we have seen the example of pizza getting delayed. In right after sales support, we have seen example of technician not coming on time. Right? The home heating system got damaged and the technician was not coming on time, and hence right after sales service is not provided and customer satisfaction diminishes. Done. Next is reduces operating cost. Reduces total cost of running the business. This is also divided into three parts. So let's take it down till here. First one is decreases purchasing cost. Next, decreases production cost. And last is decreases supply chain cost. Write it down. Purchasing cost is reduced how? As you are holding less inventory or less expensive items in your inventory. Reduction in expensive inventory holding cost due to faster delivery. As the product will be delivered from supplier to you earlier, you need not hold a lot of inventory, and hence you will save your inventory cost. Next, decreases production cost. How? As your raw material is delivered on time, your production costs get reduced. Right? Time delivery of material for continuous production, and hence continuous production is continued, so your cost of production is not considered as loss, it will be utilized for producing the product, right? Decreases supply chain cost. Efficient network that achieves good customer service at lower cost. So as if you have maintained an efficient supply chain network, you will be able to provide good customer service at lower cost. We have seen example of Dell produced laptops only when orders came and shipped directly to customer, hence saving the cost of holding the inventory. Done. Next. Next is improves financial position. Increases profit leverage, decreases fixed assets cost, and increases cash flow. Profit leverage is improved how? By cutting small cost in supply chain, you will be able to save a lot of cost, and hence your profit improves. Now, we have taken example of Raw material cost reduced by 0.2 per unit. Was able to reduce around 20 lakh rupees in raw material. Next, decreases fixed assets. Reduced need of warehouses, trucks or factories. Leads to decrease in fixed assets. Like earlier we had 10 warehouses. Now 6 are sufficient. Earlier we used to use 10 warehouses for holding or storing our products. Now we can do the same work through 6 warehouses. So it leads to decrease in fixed assets. Next comes increases cash flow. As production is faster, as delivery is faster, and hence faster billing is done. As faster billing is there, hence the collection of money will also be fast. So we can write an example like product delivery time reduced from 70 to 10 days, hence faster collections. Done. So this was our improvement in financial position. Next comes benefits to society. What is the benefit to society? It is used in medical missions, emergencies, and disaster relief. Done. So these are all the importance of supply chain management, which we have written it very nicely, and it will be really helpful for us to revise it when we have only 1 month or 1 day before exam. Done. Now, next we are moving forward to supply chain strategy. Till now we understood what is supply chain, what is supply chain management. Now we are moving forward to what is supply chain strategy. See, management is about how we will make the plan of supply chain and how we will execute the same. But when we say strategy, always we mean about integrated set of choices which we are taking to achieve competitive advantage and superior financial return. Now think about it. How supply chain strategy will be able to achieve competitive advantage and superior financial return? If your supply chain is managed really well as compared to that of your competitors, will you not be able to reduce your cost? Answer is yes. Will you not be able to add more value? Answer is yes. And hence, it will also provide competitive advantage and superior financial return. But for that, we need to make strategy of supply chain. Now, when we make supply chain strategy, we first focus on what is the strategy of company as a whole. First, we will find out that, and then only on the basis of it, we will make our own supply chain strategy. On the basis of supply chain strategy, we will manage our supply chain. So, let's just understand the basic difference between supply chain management and supply chain strategy. Supply chain strategy, if you notice here, it is written as plan. And we have understood earlier itself in our first class that strategy is not plan. We just get confused by using the word plan here to remove it now. We'll write it as strategy is integrated set of choices. You have to change this in your book. Okay. So, supply chain strategy is integrated set of choices for how the supply chain should work. So, we are making some integrated set of choices to decide that how the supply chain will work to achieve the corporate strategy, to achieve the company goal. What we need to do in supply chain will decide here. Strategy guides management. Strategy provides guidance to the management and management follows the strategy. What is supply chain management? Management of actual work of running the supply chain is known as supply chain management. So, strategy will be made first and management will follow what all strategy has provided it to. Next. In supply chain strategy also, our main focus is three things: people, processes and systems. In supply chain management also we focus on three things, that is people, process and system, but both of them look at those things in a different manner. Here we look at people, process and system on the basis of deciding what they should be. Like, what kind of people do we need? Do we need more staff? Do we need more skilled staff, or unskilled worker will also suffice our requirement? What processes should we improve? What are the processes we should focus on, or what are the processes we improve on the basis of achieving our company strategy? What system should we upgrade or change? What are the technologies or system we should change or upgrade? We decide on them in our strategy. It is about planning the future of the supply chain. With the help of supply chain strategy, we are planning that what will happen in future with the supply chain. Now let's see what management says. It focuses on day-to-day operation of the supply chain. It doesn't look at the future. It looks at what is happening in supply chain right now. Like, who are the people working today? What all work we have assigned them? Processes. How do we pack, ship, store and deliver our product today? So we are mainly focusing on what is happening right now in supply chain management. Systems, using current tech to run daily operations, using the current tech more efficiently. So in supply chain management, our focus is current. In supply chain strategy, we focus on future. It is about running the supply chain now, not planning about the future. Strategy is what should we do in future with the supply chain, or what all changes we should make in our supply chain. But when we say supply chain management, we focus mainly on what is happening daily and how we will execute the plan. If you notice, what is management? We have understood about management earlier also, that it includes planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. That means management will be the one who will plan everything, that how supply chain strategy will be executed, and management will execute the plan and will check whether everything is working as per plan or not. All of these will be happened in management. That is the difference between supply chain strategy and management. Strategy focuses on futures, strategy guides management. Management focuses on current scenario. Management follows what all strategy says. Done? Now, let's see the definition of supply chain strategy. What is supply chain strategy? It refers to the long-term direction and integrated set of choices regarding how the supply chain will be designed to achieve competitive advantage. Whenever we are making strategy, our main aim is to achieve competitive advantage and earn superior financial returns. So if you are making supply chain strategy, then also your main aim will be that only, that will make integrated set of choices to achieve competitive advantage and superior financial return with the help of supply chain. Done? Now, how supply chain strategy is created? There are 3 steps followed to create the supply chain strategy. First of all, we will decide what is our company strategy. Before that also, our vision of the organization will be decided. That is the end goal of the organization. On the basis of end goal of the organization, company will make its own strategy. Now, after company has made its strategy, we will make our supply chain strategy. Now, supply chain involves a lot of department in it, right? We have seen manufacturers, distributors, retailers. A lot of people are involved in here. So, all the departments will make their own supply chain strategy. So, the first step is company strategy is created. Next, supply chain strategy is created. Then, all departments will create their own sub-strategy. Done? Let's see that. Corporate strategy is decided. The first thing is deciding the company's main goal. Always comes first. If we are saying main goal and strategy both here, that means we will focus on deciding our vision and our company strategy both. Let's see an example that we want to become the lowest cost company. We want to be the fastest delivery company. We want to be the highest quality brand. If you notice, all of these are visions. On the basis of vision, we'll make our company strategy and then we will decide what will be our supply chain strategy. Now the company asks, how should our supply chain work so that we can support the corporate goal? What we should do in our supply chain so that we can achieve our vision. We can help our company's strategy. What all things we should do for the same. Example, corporate strategy. If our corporate strategy is becoming the cost leader, then supply chain strategy will be to reduce waste in the supply chain, to reduce cost in the supply chain as much as possible. Done. After this, step number 3 comes, which is each department in your supply chain will make their own sub-strategy. When the supply chain's main strategy is decided, each department creates its own plan, its own sub-strategy. Like procurement will decide that they will buy better and cheaper products. Operation has decided that they will remove wastes in their existing process. Logistics have decided that they will improve delivery and reduce delays. Done. Now, how this strategy affects daily work. So, this is like the benefits of supply chain strategy. If the supply chain strategy has been applied, so every department should have to improve something or the other in their department. And what all improvement they can make, they are listed here. The first one is procurement. Procurement can find better suppliers with better prices, negotiate for high quality, remove waste in buying and make strong contract terms so that it can't be breached by the supplier. The contract terms should be religiously followed by the supplier, right? Next comes operation. Operation will try to reduce waste from production process. Logistic will try to have better equipment, improve delivery process, reduce waste in transportation and storage. And also we have already seen that supply chain strategy also focuses on 3 main areas, that is people, process and system, and that is what we have written here. That people, that is right number of staff and right skills they have. Processes means wasteful activities will be reduced. Systems means we will look at our systems and technology which we have today and see whether they are supporting our strategy or not. Are there any old system which is stopping us, which is slowing us down? We'll find out and remove that particular system and have something new in place of it. Done? Next is the communication. See, when we have seen the strategy also, we have studied about stages of strategy, that first the strategy is formulated and then it is communicated, then implemented and controlled. Communication plays a huge role. When you have not communicated properly to everyone that what they have to do to fulfill the strategy, then strategy is of no use. Because if strategy is not communicated properly, it will not be implemented properly and there will be no use of making a good strategy. Good strategy is beneficial for the organization only when it is communicated properly. Hence, communication plays a very important role even if it's a normal strategy of the organization or a supply chain strategy. See, a strategy only works if everyone understands it. We have an example for the same. In 1961, what happened is President JFK of United States, John F. Kennedy, he visited NASA and he asked a janitor who was like an employee working there that what is your job? Then that janitor replied, I am sending a man to the moon. Think about it. He might have said something technical, but he explained it really clearly to the president and it made president understand that what he is actually doing, and he also knows very clearly that what particular task he is doing. And that is why communication is important, so that everyone understands what they have to do. This means that mission was clearly communicated to all employees from top management to the lower level. And why communication is important? So that everyone understands that what their role is in achieving the organization goal. Done? Now, next is our case studies. But before seeing the case study, let's write about supply chain strategy. Write the heading. supply chain strategy. Will not write much. The differences also between the supply chain strategy and management is just for understanding, and that is why we'll write only some points of it, not everything here, as everything else is already included in your book. Anna? Supply chain strategy and supply chain management. In supply chain strategy, write it down that it is an integrated set of choices about how supply chain should work. Managing. What is supply chain management? Managing the actual running or actual work of running the supply chain. Next, strategy guides management. And management follows the strategy. Next, it is about planning the future of supply chain. And supply chain management is actually running the supply chain. It is about running the supply chain now. Done. Now we will write the definition of supply chain strategy. Supply chain strategy refers to the long-term direction and integrated set of choices regarding how the supply chain is designed to achieve competitive advantage. Long-term direction and integrated set of choices. Done. Next, how supply chain is created? So for the creation of supply chain strategy, how supply chain strategy is created. First comes the corporate strategy, then supply chain strategy, then department's own sub-strategy. Decide corporate strategy. Then supply chain strategy is created.
we understood here that when we are saying here corporate strategy, first we will decide the vision, that is end goal, and then the strategy of company. Then supply chain strategy is created, and after this each department makes its own sub strategy. Done. Next, supply chain strategy focuses on three things. What are the three things? People, processes, and systems. First is people. Do we have the right number of staff? Do they have right skill? So are we having the right number of staff which is required to manage or to run supply chain properly? Or do we have the right skilled employees? Are they skilled enough to perform the task? If not, we will have more employees if needed, and if more skilled employees are required, we'll have more skilled workers, or we can train the workers we already have. Next is processes. In processes, we'll look into, in the process which we are following, are there any wasteful activities which can be removed and the process can become more faster? Are there any wasteful activities? In system, we will look into the technology or system we are using. Do our system and technology support our strategy? Are they supporting our strategy, or they lag behind, or they stops us from achieving our strategy? If they are old system, not following or not working towards strategy, we will remove them and implement new systems in place of it. Technology support our strategy. Done. So this was all the information we have read about supply chain strategy. Now let's move forward to our next part, and that is case studies of supply chain. Now these case studies are very interesting and important to remember and understand the concept of supply chain. Let's take an example. The first case study is for Walmart inventory innovation. Who is Walmart? Walmart is a company who is one of the largest retailers in the world. They have a lot of retail stores globally, worldwide. Are they also having stores in India? Answer is no. Walmart in India is working through Flipkart, and it provides online products like as you buy from Flipkart, right? Major shares of Flipkart are owned by Walmart, and hence Walmart is working through Flipkart in India. But outside India, it has a lot of retail stores where they sell everything you need on a daily basis, like the clothes, book, you need some utensils, you can find everything in their retail stores. Now, why we are specifically reading about Walmart? Because they are the largest retail chain in the world. They are able to do that with the help of managing their supply chain in a really good manner. And we have already read above that Walmart has a great supply chain. In supply chain management, we have already studied about it. Let me just show it to you so that you can remember it. Companies like Dell, Nokia, Procter & Gamble, Toyota and Walmart succeed because they manage supply chain extremely well. So we are seeing that how Walmart is maintaining or managing its supply chain. Let's see. So what all they did. What Walmart did differently so that it can become the largest retail chain? First of all, it created fewer links in supply chain. Now, what does that mean? Whenever Walmart retail stores, so Walmart doesn't run only one retail store, it has thousands of retail stores worldwide. So, whenever there is a need in retail stores, Walmart has to buy the products, so they don't go to any wholesalers. What they do, they directly buy from manufacturers. So there is no person, no middleman in between. Walmart buys directly from the manufacturers and it transports all the goods to its retail stores. So what happens is there is no wholesaler, that means there is no middleman, and the transportation is fast. There is lower cost also because no one else is having commission in between. You are directly buying from the manufacturer and hence it leads to lower cost. So instead of many middlemen, Walmart worked directly with the manufacturer, and that leads to cutting of cost and made supply faster and smoother for the customers. Next, strategic vendor partnership. Now, as they are buying directly from the manufacturer, they are buying a lot of quantity from them because Walmart has thousands of stores and they have to fulfill the requirement of all the stores. So what they do, they make the relationship with the manufacturer, they buy huge, large amount of quantity, and as they are buying a lot of quantity, they get a lot of discounts as well. So Walmart built long-term relationship with suppliers, promise them large, steady orders as they have lot of retail stores and consumption happens there daily. A lot of consumers come, buy the product, and hence product is needed every day. And that is why it made promise with manufacturers that we will provide you steady and continuous orders. In exchange, what Walmart get? Walmart get lower prices from the manufacturer. Next comes cross-docking. Now, what is cross-docking? Let's understand it. So, there are different manufacturers of different product. First product, let's say we have Kurkure. Next is we have Lays. And the third one we have calculator. As we have already seen that Walmart is a retail chain which provide all the product you might need on daily basis. And that is why you will find Kurkure, Lays and calculator also in there. Now there are different manufacturers of Kurkure, Lays and calculator, right? So all the manufacturer will transport their product with the help of truck and provide it to Walmart. What Walmart does, it takes all the product from the suppliers in a cross dock. This is known as cross dock terminal. Now after getting the product in cross dock terminal, on the same day, cross dock terminal, on the same day, these products are unloaded from the tractors and sorted and reloaded to different tractors so that it can be transferred on the same day to the retail stores. So now what will happen is we will have different truck for different retail stores. So let's say this will go to retail store A, this will go to B, this will go to C. Now every retail store might require Kurkure, Lays and calculator. Might be in different quantities, but every one of them will require it, right? So what this cross dock terminal will do, this will unload all the supply which has come from the manufacturer. It will sort it on the basis of which product is required by which retailer, and it will provide it to the tractors of the particular retail store. And then this tractors or truck will transport the goods on the same day itself. So cross dock terminal is not a warehouse. In warehouse we store the product. In cross dock terminal we just unload the product, sort it on the same day and reload it in the different trucks so that it can be transported on the same day. If you notice, in cross dock terminals there are many suppliers and there are many retailers. So goods is coming from many and going to many. Okay. So this is our cross docking. Products don't sit in warehouses. They move directly from supplier's truck to warehouse distribution centers, to trucks who will transport the goods to Walmart stores. And this happens often within 24 hours. This saves a lot of storage costs. You need not store anything here and keeps shelves stocked. Whose shelves are stocked? Retail store shelves are stocked. So that how they are stocked? Because we are getting the supply as early as possible. So the shelves will not be empty. They will be stocked as early as possible. Then next, after this, Walmart has also used advanced inventory technology systems. Walmart invested heavily in information technology so that it can track demand, predict stock needs, and restock as quickly as possible. See, inventory is the most important thing for the organization and specifically for the retail stores, because they are selling those products only. So they should have that in their stores. If they are not available, customer will go from them and can buy from other stores, which leads to loss of customer. And hence it's very important to have inventory available whenever customer want it. And that is why Walmart has built different technologies for tracking the inventory so that it can know when the stock is not available and they can fulfill it as early as possible. For this, the first thing which they used was barcodes. Barcodes was introduced by Walmart. What are barcodes? We have already understood that whenever you go to a mall or shop, you buy some product and that product has some code. The employee sitting there will scan the barcode and the name of the product will come, the price of the product will come by itself. No need of writing anything by the employee. And this leads to convenience, faster work, and errors are also reduced a lot. And that is why barcodes were used. Think about it. There was no such system at that time, and Walmart was the first one to introduce it so that they can make their inventory system more efficient. And after that, a lot of companies are now using this barcode system. Next comes databases. Databases are like the digital storage of large data, which Walmart has. Walmart has a lot of data of sales because thousands of retail stores, every store is having 100 to 200 sales per day. That means a lot of data is stored, available with the Walmart, which they store in their databases. Why they are storing this data? Why they are storing this data? So that they can understand how customers are buying product from us, how much demand is available for which product in what particular retail store. So we can know all of these, predict demand, know the stock requirement of every store beforehand so that we can deliver the products on time. And this helps them to make the supply chain more efficient and make the product available on time with the retail stores. Next comes satellites. So earlier internet was not as good as it is right now. So they used satellite systems to communicate with stores, warehouses and headquarters. They were able to connect all of these with the help of satellite system. They were transferring real-time communication and data was transferred on a daily basis, and it led to coordinating supply chain globally. Globally, we were able to coordinate everything. We were able to know when the stock is not available with a particular store, when we need to make the order, when the order will come to us. Everything was managed through satellite system because everything got integrated with it. And after that, they had also built RFID tags. Now, what is RFID tags? So, have you gone to Zudio or any other mall where you will find a tag in your product? And there is one screening outside, or we can say when you enter the shop, there is one screening, and when you go outside with a product which has tag in it, then that screening will beep. And why it happens? So that these shops can reduce the theft. They have this beeping system through the tags which are known as EAS tags. So Zudio has tags in their product, and these tags are known as EAS tags. They use radio waves for connecting the tag with that screening, and the beeping system is there so that they can prevent thefts from happening. Now we are talking about RFID tags. RFID tags are somewhat similar to what EAS tags are. They are also run through radio waves. They also have some screening system, but in RFID there is no as such beeping system, and the reason is our main aim while using RFID is not to protect our products from theft. Our main aim is to manage our inventory, and that is why there is no need of RFIDs. Mostly RFIDs are used in factories or warehouses, while EAS tags are used in shops to protect from theft. Now, after this, if I talk about differentiation, then in EAS tags, there is no ID. There is no product ID recorded in these tags. These are just for beeping so that we can know when the product is going out with the tag from the store, right? But RFID tags record all the product information also. That means when the screening happens, similar type of screening is there for RFID also. So whenever the product is going out of the warehouse, we'll know which product is going out, how much quantity is transported, we'll got all this information in our computer directly. We need not scan it. In barcode system, we need to scan the product. In RFID tags, we need not scan it. We'll get all the details directly in our computer when it goes from that screening, right? See, so all of the information which I explained to you is already written here. You can just read it once for getting better understanding, but the thing is it's not as important, but institute can ask in a very short questions that what are RFID tags. As if I tell you, they have in their study mat asked this question that what is cross docking. So there are chances that they can ask in a very short 2 to 3 marks question that what does RFID mean. You can explain it through this. So I have zoomed it so that you can read it once. And now we are moving forward. This reduced out of stock items and made reordering automatic as they are using this much technology, and the reason behind is that they can track inventory very easily, conveniently, so that supply chain works conveniently, and this all system helped them do that. Next, top stock system. Now what is that? So let's take the example of Zudio itself. So what happens in Zudio? There is no inventory which is stored in any warehouse in the Zudio store itself. There is no any other room which stores all the product. All the products are presented in the shop, and that is the only inventory which they have with them, right? Similar scenario happens with Walmart retail stores. Walmart retail stores don't have any separate room where they store all the inventory which is extra. They store every inventory there in their shop itself which is available or can be seen by the customer. Now what is top stock system? So there is a rack, right, in which the inventory or the goods are kept in the retail stores. Now what they did is they use this extra place available above the rack also to show the products to the customer, so that every inventory, everything which we have is available in the store, in the shop itself. Nothing is there in any other room which is not seen by the customer. Nothing is there. Everything is stored in store itself, right? See, Walmart started using top shelf space in stores for extra stock. This freed up space in back rooms. There is no need of making any back rooms, and allowed faster restocking for customers and online orders. All the orders from the customers and online are taken directly from here, so that we can see what all things we have and in what quantity. Done. Next is competitive advantage Walmart gained. So with the help of these systems, Walmart was able to lower the product cost as they are buying directly from the supplier or the manufacturers. Lower inventory cost because the storage is less, faster movement is there, and they have used a lot of information technology for maintaining inventory. Faster restocking with the help of inventory technology and top stock system. Better variety and availability in stores. So this was the system of Walmart, through which they manage their supply chain really well to become the largest retailers of the world. Now, we have understood cross dock and cross dock terminal. The same thing is written here. You can read once if you want to. Otherwise, in summary, we are going to write it because institute can ask question on it. So we should know that. We'll write somewhat about it in our summary. So if you want, you can read it right now, or you can read it when we will write it in summary. Now, let's move towards our next case study, that is about John Deere. John Deere makes a lot of or different types of machines. First is they make agricultural machine, construction machines and forestry machines. So a lot of different types of machines they make. Sales mostly happen in busy months. March to July is the period where the highest amount of sales happens of the John Deere. Why? Because this is the period where crop harvest is done and farmers have cash, so they use it to buy some machines for agriculture. Next, this is preparation of Kharif season also. Kharif means monsoon season. As monsoon season preparation are going on, so we need this machine. So farmers buy this beforehand. Financial year end benefits are also there. You can save taxes by showing that you have bought some agricultural assets, and that benefit is also taken by the farmers. And availability of loans and subsidies, as this is the period of budget. So new loans, new type of subsidies are available to the farmers and they can take benefit of it in these period. So most of the sales happens in this period for John Deere. They supply dealers every week using direct shipping from warehouses. Now what is John Deere? John Deere is the manufacturer. So this manufacturer sells the product to dealers, and dealers are the one who will sell the products to the customer. So what is happening here? Our manufacturer, that is John Deere, will supply every week to the dealer directly from the warehouses. That means every dealer is getting a different tractor for their products and everyone is getting products differently. Now, this system was too costly and too slow. Think about it. If I have 3 factories, let's assume that John Deere has 3 factories making 3 different types of machines, and the dealer require all the 3 types of machine. Then what will happen is factory 1 will send its own truck, factory 2 will send its own truck, factory 3 will send its own truck. Sending to the same dealer, we are incurring a lot of cost. Next, so what they thought is, as we are doing it in a lot costly manner and in a very slow manner, where every truck will deliver the products on different time, and it can happen that one of the delivery can be delayed. A lot of problem is there with this situation. So what they decided to reduce the supply chain cost by 10% in 4 years. They decided that they will reduce the cost by 10% in upcoming 4 years itself. Now, this was the problem they were facing. Now let's talk about what all solutions they introduced for the same. First, they redesigned the whole network. As what is happening right now, they are sending from every factory one tractor or truck is going for providing the product to the dealer. Now what they did is they made merge centers. Now what will happen with the merge center? So factory 1, factory 2, factory 3. All of them have to send the product to the same dealer. So what they did, they made merge centers in between. What this merge center will do, they will take product from factory 1, 2 and 3. They'll combine all of it in one particular package for one customer and then supply it to the customer, that is dealer for the manufacturer. Done? So what happens through it? You are saving a lot of transportation of cost for going through the same route by different trucks to supply the same dealer. You are saving that cost with the help of these merge centers. Let's see what is written here. Build merge centers. One place where goods from different factories are collected first and then sent together. So different factories' product will be collected here and then sent together to the dealer. Moved cross dock terminals to better places is equal to less waste in transport. For now, we understood what is merge center. If you notice, what is happening here? Many to one. That means we are taking goods from many factories and providing to one dealer by merging all the products together. Now, what is cross dock terminals? We have understood earlier also in Walmart's case that there are different suppliers of our raw material They will supply all of the raw material in the cross-dock terminal, and the cross-dock terminal will unload the products, sort it, and reload it in the tractors who will take the product to retailers, or in our case, that is John Deere's case, to different factories. So, for raw material, to provide the raw material to the factories, they are using this system where manufacturers or the suppliers from whom we are buying the raw material, we are telling them to provide all the raw material in the cross-dock terminal. Now, cross-dock terminal will unload all the material, sort it out, and send it to different trucks so that different factories can get their supplies. Done. So what they did is they were using cross-dock terminal. John Deere was using cross-dock terminal. But what they did, they moved this cross-dock terminals to better places so that transportation can also be reduced. Done. Next, consolidated shipment. Instead of sending many small deliveries, they combined them into bigger loads. Now what does that mean? During the busy seasons, they used break bulk terminals, where goods come in bulk and are split into smaller lots near the destination. Now in this case, when you are using break bulk terminal, what happens is, let's say we have one warehouse which gives a specific type of machine, and we have 5 different types of dealers who want this machine only. Now the first thing what I can do is I can provide different tractors who are taking products of different dealers, right? Or else we can use break bulk terminals. Now what break bulk terminals will do? There will be a terminal where this warehouse will send all the products. Now this break bulk terminal will break the bulk or break the quantities for different dealers and send it to them. Through this also we are saving a lot of cost. What is happening here? Here we have one warehouse who is transporting the goods to many dealers. So for till now what we have understood, there is one cross-dock terminal which takes the goods from many suppliers to many factories or many retailers, right? We have a merge center which will take goods from many factory and deliver to one dealer. We have break bulk terminal which will take the product from one warehouse and deliver it to many dealers. So these are the different types of systems which was used by John Deere. Next, used third part logistic. As they have to do a lot of transportation, they thought that it is not the place where they are good enough. So what they did, for the transportation of goods, they hired some third party logistics who will handle all the transportation of their products. Now if you do that, you are hiring someone who is efficient on that particular work, and that is why your cost is also reduced and the efficiency is also increased when you outsource some of the work which you are not good enough at. Done. Next, builds flexibility, made the whole network adjustable so that whenever the demand goes up and down, we are able to work according to demand also. So these were the systems which John Deere used to reduce cost by 10% in 4 years. Done. Next. So this is all about the information which we have studied, that factory A, B, C is there, will use merge centers, we will use cross-bulk terminals. If you want, you can read it from here, or else I have already explained all of this to you. So no need of reading again. We'll write it in summary book where you can revise all of them. Now, let's see the difference between merge centers, cross-dock terminals and break bulk terminals. So, main purpose of merge center is what? Combining goods from different factories and sending it to one dealer. What cross-dock centers are doing? Their main aim is the movement of goods, so that faster movement of goods can be done to the retailers or manufacturers. Done. So we'll take the supply from our suppliers and transfer it to different retailers on the basis of their requirement, or the manufacturers on the basis of their requirement with the help of cross-dock center. Break bulk terminal split bulk shipment. So a bulk shipment comes from warehouse and now it is breaked into different parts in this break bulk terminal. Key activity here is merging and consolidating products. Here we transfer the product and sort them according to requirements of the different retailers or manufacturers. And break bulk into small lots. Here we break the bulk on the basis of requirements of the dealer. Flow of goods. Here from many supplier to one customer we transfer the goods. In cross dock we transfer from many to many. That means many suppliers to many of our retail stores or many of our factories. Break bulk terminal is for one supplier to many customers. Focus. Here our focus is order completeness so that we can transfer the complete order to the dealers. In one truck itself, we need not assign different trucks for the same. Next, cross dock terminal is for speed and cost reduction so that we can transfer the goods as fast as possible. We need not store them in our storage. Break bulk terminal is for distributing efficiently so that we are saving cost in sending different trucks to different dealers. Next, storage. Here short storage is possible. Cross dock centers do not store the product, they transfer it immediately for outbound. That means sending it to our retail stores or our factories. Next, break bulk terminal also has some minimal or short term storage of the products. So all of them are not warehouses, they are just terminals which are transferring goods from one place to another and not storing it for longer period of time. Typical load, different items of one order. So different items will come and will be completed in one order and provided to one dealer. And in cross dock also we have mixed quantities of goods as we have seen in Walmart's case, that we have kurkure, lace, calculator. So different types of mixed goods are there. Break bulk, same product is there in bulk. Used when customer wants one complete delivery or we want to deliver to the customer through one truck itself. Cross dock is used for faster delivery of inventory and break bulk is used when you want to distribute bulk quantity to different dealers. Industries, here we use in e-commerce mostly it happens. Like, have you bought 2 or 3 different products from Amazon all together? All of them are coming from different suppliers. But what happens is all of them comes to Amazon centers and they will just combine all of them and send it all together to you. And this is what happens in merge center, right? For retail and FMCG like Walmart's case, we use cross dock and break bulk is used in FMCG, cement and grains case. We can see examples like tractors part combined and sent together, or factory 1, 2, 3 make different products and they are collected together and sent to the dealer. Cross dock terminal goods moved quickly to stores, and break bulk terminal, that means bulk product is split into different parts and sent to the dealer. Product can be anything. Here we have taken example of cements. Done. Now, after this comes the case of Intel. But before studying about Intel, let's just write the 3 important things which we understood, that is cross dock, break bulk and merge centers. We'll write it in short. Cross dock terminals. What are they? It's a place where goods are directly transferred from incoming vehicles to outgoing vehicles with little or no storage. In simple words, we can say that what happens here? First, the goods are unloaded, then sorted and reloaded without any storage. Here, the product is transferred from many to many. Like we can draw the example here. As we have seen the case of Walmart. So there is manufacturer 1 which manufactures kurkure. Manufacturer 2 manufactures lace, and the third one manufactures calculators. They will send their products through truck. To cross-dock terminals. These are cross-dock terminals. What they will do, they will unload the product, sort it out, and reload it in the tractors who will go to retailers. So this will go to retailers in different tractors. This is, let's say, retailer A. This truck is going to retailer A. This is going to retailer B. And this is going to retailer C. Every truck will have products required in that retail store. Done. Next is merge centers. Merge centers are also known as consolidation centers. What are they? They are also a place. See, cross-dock terminals, merge centers or brake bulb terminals, all of them are places where a particular activity happens. Like in cross-dock, we transfer goods from one place to another by unloading them, sorting them and reloading them without storage, right? Similarly, merge center is also a place. It's a place where goods coming from different suppliers are collected and combined and then sent together to the customers. In simple words, here the products comes from many factories and supplied to one dealer. Many to one. Next, write the example. Like, let's say shirts are coming from supplier A, shoes are coming from supplier B, and bags are coming from supplier C. All of these together will go to retail store. Now this retail store is playing the role of merge center. They will merge all of them and provide the shipment, consolidated shipment to the customer. Combined them into one shipment and sold to customer. Next comes brake bulk terminals. It's a place where large shipments are broken down into smaller shipments. And sent to different destinations. In simple words, what happens here? Here the product is coming from one place and going to many dealers or many destinations. One to many. Write the example. Like we have product A, 10,000 units. This is transported through this truck to our brake bulk terminal. Now, this brake bulk terminal will transport it to different places. Let's say we need to transport it to city A, city B, and city C. Here we are transporting 2000 units, here 3000 units, and here 5000 units. Done. So these are the three things, that is cross dock, brake bulk, and our merge centers. Now let's move forward to our third case study, and that is of Intel. Now, what happens here? Intel has launched some cheap chips which are known as atoms. So atoms are the chips which will be used in Internet of Things devices. What are Internet of Things devices? Which connect through internet. So let's take an example of my AC which connects through my mobile phone with the help of internet. So both of them are connected through internet, and my AC is sending information like power consumption to my mobile phone every day whenever I'm using it. And it is happening on real time basis. That means whenever it is consuming power, it is sending the whole information to my mobile phone. How it is happening? With the help of some chips, and those chips are known as atom chips. So Internet of Things devices, industrial automation and control, and inexpensive laptops use this atom chips. Now they are cheap chips. Normally the chips which Intel sells are of around $100, and their supply chain cost is 5.5. When we say supply chain cost, that means movement cost. Moving the product from one place to another, total cost to provide the product to the customer is 5.5 rupees, $5.5 on per unit, right? And this is okay for a higher price product which is actually of $100. So around 5% or 5.5% of this $100 is my supply chain cost, which is okay. But the thing is, these atom chips are sold only for $20. Now think about it. Chip is for $20, but supply chain cost is of $5.5. Think about it. It's very high for a particular product which is of low cost. It's around 25%, 25 to 30% of the cost of our product, which is huge. And that is why it became necessary for Intel to reduce this cost. They couldn't cut cost in packaging. In this chips also, they can't reduce the packaging, they can't reduce the duties or the after sales support they provide, they can't make the distribution inefficient or inconvenient for the customer. They have to do all of these in a great manner. So the only option which was left with them was they can cut the inventory levels by reducing order cycle time. Now what does that mean? Whenever the customer is ordering with us, we'll produce only then. Will not maintain inventory beforehand. Will produce only when we get the orders from the customers. And will produce it so fast so that we can deliver the products on time to the customer. And that is the solution with which Intel came to reduce its supply chain cost. The solution with which Intel came up was made to order system. unusual for chips. Mostly companies who are making chips or even Intel, when they make chips, they make it in bulk quantity, hold them in inventory, and whenever there is order, they supply the same. But the thing is, they decided that for atom chips, they will made to order. That means they'll only make the chips when the order is there. So Intel changed this. Intel changed this making product in advance. They started producing only when the orders came in. This reduced the need to hold huge inventory. As you are not producing the product beforehand, you are not holding it. You are not making a lot of inventory, and hence it reduces the cost in a huge amount. Pilot project in Malaysia. They decided to do the same. That means making to order. That means when the order will come, they'll then only make it. And they have not applied this to the whole company altogether. They did this with one manufacturer which was in Malaysia. When it succeeded there, they applied the same to the whole organization. Step by step efficiency improvement. Instead of making big overnight changes, Intel decided that they will improve their supply chain little by little, removing wastages at each stage. And that is how they were able to reduce the supply chain cost and provide the atom chips at lower cost itself. Done. Now, this was all about our supply chain ka gyan. Now let's start with our next topic, and that is value innovation. We have already studied about value chain. Now, what is the difference between value chain and value innovation? See, value chain tries to improve, add value, reduce cost, but it happens only with the product already exist. That means we are improving, but we are improving the things which are already existing. For example, a chocolate company is improving their machines, improving packaging, delivering the product faster, but they are selling chocolates which other competitors are also selling. They are not doing something different which no one is doing. But value innovation is about creating something new and completely different which no one else is doing right now. For example, instead of selling expensive cinema tickets, what Netflix decided? They opened their own OTT platform. There was nothing like OTT platform at that time when Netflix started it. What is OTT? Over the internet. Why we call it as over the internet? Because this was the system which was developed when the cable TVs were already working. We developed something over and above the cable TV, and we are providing the service through internet, and that is why it is known as over the internet. So Netflix created this OTT platform where you can watch anything anytime at home. So this was not available at that time. Netflix was the first one to do that, and that is what value innovation is, doing something completely different, making something which is not at all available right now is done in value innovation. Now, value innovation started in 1997. This word was used in 1997 first. Who introduced this word? W. Chan Kim and Rene Mauborgne. The thing is, before introduction of this word, whether value innovation was not happening? Answer is no. There was someone or the other who was introducing something completely new which was not at all available at that time. And value innovation was happening even before introducing this word. Done. But this word was introduced by W. Chan Kim and Rene Mauborgne. Now, what is value innovation? When company introduces new ideas, new technologies or new upgrades which achieve both low cost and product differentiation. In strategy, we understood that we can have either low cost strategy or product differentiation strategy. But now, when you use value innovation, you are able to achieve cost leadership and product differentiation together. And that is the benefit of value innovation. When you do something completely new, then you are the only one in the market. That means you will be able to reduce cost. You will be able to do something different with the help of reduction of cost, and you will also be able to provide product differentiation as you have made something completely new, right? And that is why value innovation, even if strategy told us that we can go with any one of these strategy, Value innovation is telling that with the help of value innovation, you can make a strategy which provides you both cost leadership and product differentiation. What is low cost? If you want to reduce the cost, you can remove unnecessary cost or features which are available in your product. If you want to make your product different, value innovation does this only, right? They make new technologies, ideas, so customer gets something better, easier or more useful, something completely new. Low cost means value. Low cost is value creation. Value creation can happen by improving the quality, by providing something new, providing something different. That means low cost also leads to value. And product differentiation leads to innovation. And that is why this is known as value innovation. Now, why it is useful? Why value innovation is useful? Because you are creating something new. That means you will make customers happier by giving them something completely new which they don't had till now. You can offer better prices, you can offer competitive prices. Like if I talk about Netflix, when they started OTT, cable TV was already there. But then also they introduced a subscription model which was less costly, more efficient for the customers, and hence they were able to charge better prices. Still earn good margins because costs are also lower. As you have built it, completely new technology, you are able to reduce cost and earn good margins in it. Hence, when innovation happens, it is a win-win for both customers and the company. Now, W. Chen Kim and Rene Mauborgne wrote a book in 2005. So, both the persons who introduced this word, they wrote a book in 2005 named Blue Ocean Strategy. Now, this Blue Ocean Strategy's key principle is value innovation only. So, value innovation is connected with Blue Ocean Strategy. Now, what is Blue Ocean Strategy? To understand it, we need to see two different types of strategy, that is Red Ocean and Blue Ocean Strategy. Let's just see the difference between both of them. What is Red Ocean and Blue Ocean Strategy? Blue Ocean means when you are creating something completely new. That means you are creating a new market for yourself. You will have some new customer base. But in case of Red Ocean Strategy, you are competing in the industry which is already available. You are competing with a lot of competitors already available in the same industry. And that is why it is known as red, bloody red. That means there is cutthroat competition which leads to less profits, higher cost and complications for you. But when you go for Blue Ocean Strategy, the ocean is completely blue. That means no one else is there. You are the first one to do something there. Done? Now, let's read the differences between both of them. First is market space. In Red Ocean Strategy, we have existing known market space. That means you are working on the market which is already available. Like we have seen one example, right? Chocolate example. You are already a lot of companies are selling chocolate. You are also the one who is selling chocolate. So you are working on the existing known market space which is already known to everyone available in the industry. Next, Blue Ocean Strategy is completely new, uncontested market space where no one else is there. I am the first one to do something there. Industry boundaries. Here industry boundaries are already defined and accepted by the companies in the industry. But in Blue Ocean, you are the one who is creating the product. So you are the one who is going to define the boundaries, not yet defined, can be reshaped, can be created by the one who is creating that Blue Ocean, right? Competition, here we beat the rivals. That means we are having a war with rivals, and that is why strategy is needed here, right? In Blue Ocean Strategy, competition becomes completely irrelevant. There is no competitor. I am the only one who is working there. So I will need strategy, but strategy is not about competitive advantage. Now I am focusing only on earning superior financial return here because there is no competition right now. But think about it. In Blue Ocean, there is no competition right now because you have created that product. But the thing is, can the competition can't come there? Answer is no. Think about this Netflix example also. In Netflix case, now a lot of companies are there who are providing OTT in subscription model like Disney, Sony, Z. Everyone is providing right now. So now this Netflix Example is also irrelevant because this has also become a red ocean now. Earlier, when Netflix started this, it was a blue ocean where they were the only one available, but that also now has become red ocean. So strategy is also needed here because competition can come, though it is not here right now, but it can come with time. Demand. Fights for existing demand because we need to fight with the competitors. And in blue ocean, as no one is there, I'm capturing new demand, I'm capturing new customers, completely new customers. Market game. Here we have zero sum game. Now, what is zero sum game? Think about it. As the market is defined, hence customers are also defined. So, for the same customer group, we all competitors are fighting. And hence, if one competitor is able to grab a lot of customer, one company will not be able to do the same. And hence, one's gain is other company's loss because you all are fighting in the same market for the same customer group, right? But when you go for blue ocean strategy, it is a non-zero sum game. That means that if I am having any benefit, no one else is incurring losses. Why? Because I have created that market, no one else is there. So I'm the only one here. So if customers are attracted to me, there is no other company who is incurring losses, right? Next. Approach to growth. Here we identify our industries as attractive and unattractive on the basis of current structure. Like currently there are customers or not, customers are growing or not. On the basis of that, we identify the company's industry as attractive or unattractive. But in blue ocean strategy, we are the one who is creating the industry or the market, and hence we can reshape it by innovation, by attractiveness, and change the market future. We can make it attractive by ourselves by making something completely new. Strategic focus. Here our focus is to improve what already exists or what customer competitors are doing. We are just doing it in an improved manner. Like we have seen the example of iPhone. Earlier screen touch phones were available. iPhone just improved what technology was already available. That means you are running in a red ocean scenario. You are following red ocean strategy here. So in iPhone's case, this was improvement of what competitors are already doing. But when you go for innovation, you create something that doesn't exist yet. Till now, that particular product was not at all available. You were the one who created, and that is why here innovative value is created. Value cost trade off. Here we need to make trade off between product differentiation and cost. What does trade off means? That means you can't increase both of them. If you want to increase one, you need to give up the advantage of other. Like if you want to increase the differentiation, you might not have lower cost. You will not be able to achieve both of them when you focus on red ocean strategy. But when you go for blue ocean strategy, you are able to achieve both of them. That means you are able to achieve differentiation. You are able to achieve cost advantage also. Both of them together, and hence it breaks the trade-off. Firm's activity alignment. Aligns activity with either low cost or differentiation. They mainly focus on only one thing. But when you go for blue ocean, you can focus on both of the things like differentiation and lower cost. Nature of competition. Here competition is cutthroat, crowded market, saturated market. That means growth is not happening there. And that is why it is known as bloody red. This market is wide open, unexplored market, hence it is known as blue ocean. Customer offering. Here we work with existing customer needs. Here we create new customer needs in new markets. Example, Ola versus Uber, fighting for the same market. Pepsi, Coke, Airtel, Jio, all of them are fighting in the same space for the same type of customers. But Ford Model T, when it was introduced, it was the only one who was providing this type of service. What type of service? We'll see right now in detail. Apple iTunes was the first one who provided legal musics without privacy. Netflix was the first one to provide streaming using subscription mode. Now, let's understand all the three of them in detail to understand that why they are known as blue oceans. So Ford Model Company has introduced Model T in 1908. This they decided that they will introduce only one model of one color and they'll make that product reliable. Reliable means the product should work for a longer period of time without need of maintenance. They made it durable, they made it affordable so that everyone can buy it. The automobile industry had 500 plus companies at that time which were making expensive custom made cars. That means no one was focusing on making products, making cars standard types without any customization. Ford Model T has Ford Motor Company was the first one to do the same. Ford created mass production, standardized cars at lower prices. And due to this, their market share rose from 9% in 1908 to 61% in 1921. What does that mean? Let's assume that we have 100 customers in the whole market of car. So in 1908, they only had 9 customers out of 100. But in 1921, they were the one who were holding 61 customers out of 100. So they got a huge advantage by offering standardized types of cars at lower cost. They were the one who replaced horse-drawn carriages as the main transport. Before them, horse-drawn carriages was the main transport system which was used normally by the peoples. But they were the one who changed it. People started buying car as Ford introduced this Model T at a very low cost in a standardized manner. Though now a lot of companies, or I can say that every company makes standard types of cars only. But earlier at that time, they were the first one. They created Blue Ocean and got huge advantage out of it. Next comes Apple Incorporation, who introduced iTunes in 2003. So before introduction of iTunes, music was pirated illegally, means everyone was downloading music directly from Google, and this illegal download of music does not provide anything to the producer of the music. So what Apple iTunes did, they made musics legal, easy and affordable platform so that you can buy songs individually. Whatever songs you are liking, you can buy it from this platform. Now why people will move from downloading illegally free of cost to getting the music legally by paying something? Because the convenience was huge. When you download from Google, you need to search a lot, you need to find that. It's very complicated task. So what Apple made, it made it easy for you to download the songs, and for that they are charging some price from you, which is also very minimal. Attracted millions of users by offering better sound. As you are downloading it from legal way, the sound quality was also very good here. Search, Apple iTunes provided a search function where you can search the specific song. You can navigate to the song which you want to listen or download. Win-win for producer, listeners and Apple. With the help of this, producers were able to earn money which they were earlier not able to do because it was illegally pirated. Listeners was getting good quality and convenience, and Apple also earned some money or subscription money in between by connecting both of them, by connecting producers of songs with the customers. Created a new revenue stream while making piracy less attractive. So it was a good innovation done by Apple Incorporation, but the thing is iTunes was the first one. But now we have a lot of way to listen to the musics. You can subscribe to YouTube Music, you can subscribe to Shopify, you can listen to musics by having some ads in between. So these are the ways to listen musics right now. So earlier it was a blue ocean for iTunes, but now it became red ocean. Next comes Netflix. So what Netflix did? Netflix innovated a lot of things. Like instead of competing with video rentlers, Netflix started a new model. We have seen it in the first class, that they made a first mail order rentals where you can order the DVDs through internet, and pioneered subscription based streaming video. They were the first one who are charging some subscription to provide videos through internet. Became the leader in entertainment and changed how people watched movies. Competitors though later copied our Netflix, but Netflix already created the blue ocean for itself. Netflix was the first one who entered this particular area or this particular market. So creation of blue ocean, like creating something innovative for yourself, is not only beneficial for you in a shorter period of time. It is beneficial for you in a longer period of time. And how? When it is blue ocean, then though you are the only one selling the product. But we understood that blue ocean with time becomes red ocean because other competitors also enter the same market. But then also you were the first one, so you have already captured the customer, and that is the benefit you get when you create value innovation or blue ocean strategy. Done. So value innovation and blue ocean are talking about the same thing, that we need to not waste time fighting in the crowded market. We need to create a new market, offer something more valuable and cheaper to deliver, and make competition completely irrelevant. Both of them are focusing on the same thing. Hence, value innovation is the central idea behind blue ocean strategy. Now, let's talk about blue ocean shift. Now, this is going to be our last topic of today. Let's understand it very clearly. What is blue ocean shift? When you are shifting yourself from red ocean to blue ocean, that is known as blue ocean shift. Now, how it happens? You need to first create a right perspective. Now, what does right perspective means? You need to change your focus area. Rather than focusing on customers, rather than focusing on the competitors, you need to focus on the customers. That what problems they are facing, how we can make them happier, how we can provide something new to them. So this is something unique, right? In strategy also, if you notice, we were focusing on competitive advantage, that doing something better than competitors, where aim was mainly competitors. But value innovation or blue ocean strategy says that don't make the competitors your only or main focus. Your main focus should be customers, to create true value for them. If they are unhappy, why they are unhappy, find it out and create something very differently. Do or provide the product something completely different from what is our customers, competitors are providing. Next, create a clear roadmap with tools for new market. Create a clear roadmap. That means create a plan for how you will shift to blue oceans. How you can create a plan? First of all, to identify current industry assumptions. What all assumptions or rules we are following right now. Just find it out. And how you can change old rules and make something new. With new rules for yourself, plan the same. And use tools for new market. What are the tools? Tools means structured framework and methods with the help of which you can understand your customer better. You can break away from competition. That means you can leave the competition behind and create something new for yourself and systematically design new market. For this, we need tools. So what we need to do, create a clear roadmap and collect all the tools or use some tools with the help of which you can enter new market or create a new market for yourself. Build confidence in people at every level to drive change. In strategy also, we understood that communication is really important. If you are doing blue ocean shift, that is a huge shift. You are taking a lot of risk of creating something completely new. See, what all examples we have seen of value innovation. Ford Motors, Apple iTunes, Netflix, all of them were the successful companies in doing that blue ocean strategy. But always making something new might not be beneficial for you. So you are taking a lot of risk there. And if you are taking a lot of risk, it's very important that everyone in the organization is connected and everyone is working towards the same goal. Then only you will be able to achieve that. That is why it's very important to build confidence in people at every level so that you can drive this change of red ocean to blue ocean easily. Now, this shift of red to blue is done by eliminating, reducing, raising and creating. So eliminate, reduce, raise, create. 4-step process is followed for shifting from old, that is red ocean, to blue ocean. Eliminating, what you need to eliminate? The features which customer don't value. The things which customer don't value, just remove it from your product. Reduce costly features. The features which are unnecessary, is of no use, just they increase the cost. Remove them also. Raise the things which customer wants or customer cares about them the most. Raise those things. Create new features which customers has never seen before. You can create that as well. So 4 things will be done to shift from red ocean to blue ocean. Eliminate, reduce, raise and create. Done. With this, we have understood or completed our value innovation part also. Now let's open your summary book and let's try to write it as quickly as possible so that we can complete our today's class and today's topic, right? Value innovation. In this, first we understood the difference between value chain and value innovation. Will not write much about this differentiation because it's not important for the exam. Just for understanding, we can write one line that value chain improves what already exists and in value innovation, we create something new and different. Next, value innovation. This word was introduced in 1997. Who introduced? W. Chan Kim and Rene Maubourgne. What is value innovation? When company introduces new ideas, technologies or upgrades that achieve both low cost and product differentiation, right? So we are using new technology, upgrades, ideas so that we can create something new which can achieve both low cost and product differentiation. Low cost means removing unnecessary features. And product differentiation means using new technology or ideas so customers get something better, easier and more useful. So low cost creates value and product differentiation creates innovation. And hence both of them together are known as value innovation. Then what happened? W. Chan Kim and Rene Maubourgne wrote a book named Blue Ocean Strategy. In 2005. Blue Ocean Strategies has a key principle as value innovation. So value innovation is the key principle of Blue Ocean Strategy. Next is Red Ocean and Blue Ocean Strategy का differentiation. basis, red ocean and blue ocean. What is basis? Basis means basis of differentiation. How we are going to differentiate between both of them. First, we are differentiating them on the basis of market space. So here we have existing and known market. And here we have new and uncontested market. Next, industry boundaries. Here we have already defined boundaries and accepted. Already defined and accepted boundaries. Here the boundaries are not yet defined. Next, competition. Try to remember before writing. Try to recall what you have read. So, competition in red ocean is high, right? We try to beat our rivals here. But in blue ocean, the competition becomes irrelevant. Next, demand. Here we fight for existing demand. In blue ocean, we capture new demand. Next is market game. So here the game is zero-sum game, which means one's loss is others' gain. Here we play non-zero-sum game, which means high gain possibilities or high growth possibilities. Next, industry or approach to growth. Here we define industries as attractive or unattractive industry. Here industry is reshaped by innovation. Next is strategic focus. Here we try to improve what competitors are already doing. And here we create innovative values. Something new. Right? Next, value cost trade-off. Here we make the trade-off. That means choosing either low cost or product differentiation. Here we break the trade-off by achieving both low cost and differentiation. Next, nature of market. Nature of market space. Here market is cutthroat. with cutthroat competition, crowded and saturated. That means growth is not happening as such. And hence it is known as bloody red. Here the market is wide open, unexplored. Hence it is known as blue ocean. Examples. Here we have Ola, Uber, Jio, Airtel, Pepsi, Coke. And here we have Ford Model T, new mass market car. Apple iTunes, legal digital music, and last is Netflix, streaming subscription model. They were the first one to do that, and hence they are covered under value innovation or blue ocean strategy. Now the last thing which we are going to write today is blue ocean shift. How to shift from red ocean to blue ocean. To successfully move or shift from red to blue ocean. First, we will change our perspective. Have the right perspective. How to have right perspective? By shifting your focus from competitors to customers. Next is create a clear roadmap. And tools for new market. Roadmap, that means we'll create plan for changing the old rules available, plus we will use methods or tools to know customer problems, and to create new market. Right. Now next is build confidence in people at every level. And last is will do the shift by eliminating, reducing, raising, and creating. Eliminate things that customer don't want. Reduce unnecessary costly features. Raise what customers wants the most. or what customers care about. Create something new. That customers never had before. Done. So this was our today's class. We have written a lot of things today, but we also completed two most important topics, that are supply chain management, in which we understood what is supply chain, then supply chain management, and then supply chain strategy. And then we understood the value innovation and how it works. So now we'll meet in our next class. Till then, happy learning everyone. Make sure you are revising everything, whatever you have studied. Just take 10 minutes of your time and try to read everything sitting alone, whatever things you have studied till now. Okay? So now we'll meet in our next class. Till then, happy learning everyone. Radhe Radhe. Bye bye. Bye bye everyone.